if there is room to stay for the evening. It is getting dark, so probably not a bad idea. And you're also at a shop. So as you get there before you retire for the night, which actually brings us 1 day closer, so now we're at 9 days. What do you guys want to do?
I want to ask him about all the different bolts, what they do.
So you go over to the case. He kind of looks at him like, Actually, he wants to make a roll really quick. Where is that? Okay. Go. There's a lot of characters. I've been uploading characters for the delves, because, I mean, a lot of them are NPCs, but some of them have PC cards, and there is a lot of fucking people. Some you'll recognize. A lot you won't.
Wanted to see if you could, but you never decided to ask whether you should.
At least I learned how to make 112 NPCs a lot easier. And I learned how to write for 112 a lot easier, too. They each got, unless they're more important, they each got 5 words. Alright. So, he's going to roll an insight check on you. Wow, he sucks. Roll a persuasion check really quick for me. Oh, it's going to be one of those nights, isn't it?
What? Did I roll a 1?
You rolled a 20.
Oh. Why'd you suppress it? It's a miracle. I rolled above a 1.
You just kind of look and you point over to the case and like this little wind almost picks up and like blows your hair. Like, show me the bolts. And he's like, oh! And he just kind of like sits there for 6 seconds because he got stunned for one round as part of your nat 20. And then he looks over and it's like, oh yeah, no, we got a little bit of everything. Mind you, they do run a little bit expensive. We could do a little bit of a discount for friends, but you know, we got a few. He pulls out 3, puts each one down in front of you. Like this one, one of my personal favorites, Arrow of Dispel. It's like this guy's going for about 3,000 gold. He goes over to the one to the side of that. It looks like it has an actually much larger head on it. This is a fireball bolt, which is about 1,800. And then he goes over the last one. It looks much smaller. It's still nice. It's got some like intricate engravings on the arrowhead. Second, this one's a bolt of firebolt. This one is only 200 gold.
Wow, they're all way out my price range.
Magic stores, man. They work really, really good situationally. Not so much good for your everyday use.
How much gold is platinum?
10 pieces. So 1 platinum equals 10 pieces of gold.
I still don't have enough. Oh, well.
So just also keep in mind, you haven't got it yet because you haven't agreed to do so. But basically, when you get there and if you agree to join Mr. Edwards' team, he is going to pay you guys 5,000 gold pieces as your deposit on your full payment of 10,000 gold pieces to make it home. Keep in mind, you could use part of that gold to send people that are leaving on the airship earlier, or you could go cheap and make them take like a 2-month trek to a boat to sail back down. But I'll leave that up to you.
I'm going. Do you want to make a trade?
He says, a trade, you say?
I'm going to put out the beat of force.
Oh. He looks at it. Very nice.
I'm also going to put out the beat of nutrients.
He's going to look at it really quick.
Don't have my Hydra hide. Yeah, I guess that's all gone now. The Hydra hide.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna take out the potion of heroism.
Okay. So you put them all down on the thing. He looks over at it. Very keenly knows what all these are already. He rolled a 25 on his Arcana check. Let's see. So he kind of looks at the bead of nourishment and it's like, not really in the market for these. Looks over at the bead of force. He goes, huh. He's like, possibly we could trade here. And then which potion were you going to look at?
Potion of heroism.
Second sheet. Potion of heroism.
They all say 500 to 5,000 gold.
Okay. He checks out the potion. Let me make a roll really quick. Huh. Looks says for the potion and then the bead of force.
I would really like to get my hands on that fireball, the bolt of fireball.
He looks over. He's like, well, I'll tell you what. It's like, I happen to be in need. There's a large demand for this kind of potion coming up for the delve. You know what? Let's say trade you the arrow of fireball and the arrow of firebolt for the potion.
Yeah, I'll do that.
He goes ahead, slides them over. So just go mark them down. I'll tell him the stats for you. And then
Firebolt and fireball, right?
Yep, one firebolt, one fireball.
I'm a wizard at this point. I cast 2 fireballs now.
So go ahead and mark off the potion of heroism. Get rid of that one. You still do have the bead of force. He kind of looks at that. He's like, it's like I have some of these already. I could probably trade, but really, going into this competition, you may want to hang on to that. Just saying.
It's actually not bad. Yeah, I'll hold on to it. I thought both of them would be needed to get them both, but yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. So you go ahead, get your bolts. Anyone else need to do any shopping before you head to the town?
We were going to spend the night here, right?
You're gonna spend the night here too, yeah, and you're gonna take off in the morning. And then you're going to Curzon, which is where the delve is being held. 9 days from tomorrow morning. So it'll take you about 2 days to get there. Anything else is more or less up to you.
Does he have any magical armor?
He lets. What kind of magical armor? Like actual armor? Accessories?
Anything that makes me harder to hit.
Anything that makes you harder to hit. He's like, well, he looks at your giant sword. He's like, I guess a shield would be out of the question. He's like, I do have one older item. I had 2 on commission, but let's see. What the hell did I type that? I typed item into the item search. Believe it or not, only 1 item comes back for that, which seems a little off. He looks over at you.
I've done that before.
He's like, I have these, and he's gonna go ahead and hold out. I have these bracers.
Pretty. What they do.
Like, well, if you go ahead and equip these, get my sheet. I was looking at the beta force. I'm like, that's not what they do. Oh, you wear armor though, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, they might be helpful to you, but essentially, while you wear these, you get a +2 bonus to AC if you're wearing no armor and using no shield. So I don't know what your AC is with your barbarian ability, but if that was higher with the +2, that'd be something to consider. Or for anyone who doesn't wear armor in general. He watches William kind of starts like trying to peek behind you. Like, what are those? Looks, these run normally about 5,000 gold pieces. But for you, I could let it go for like 4.2.
Gorkum sighs and just turns away. I can't afford that.
He's like, well, if you win that competition, he's like, just remember, don't let your spirits get down. There's money for winning, but there's also money to be found within the chambers as well. He's like, and when you win all that money, because I know you're gonna make it, you can come right back here and spend it all. He's like, I'll even make you all dinner. All right. Anyone else have any purchases or have anything they want to do before you guys rest for the evening?
Does William have any more spell slots for sending?
Let's see. I think he has 1, maybe 2. That's level. Actually, he should have a few. Let me double check. William. Yeah, you kind of call over to him. He looks. He can do it twice. If I recall, level 3. Yep, he can do it 2. Well, technically, yeah, 2 more times. He's at level 4.
Yeah, I'm gonna call out William, can I ask a favor?
Oh.
Remember that rat guy?
Rat guy. Oh, yeah.
Could you send him a message for me?
Oh god, why?
I need you to ask him how to take the curse off Madeline. He's our best bet, and if he answers, great. If he doesn't, whatever.
What if we hear me out? What if we send him a letter? And he's using hand motions while he's doing this too. He's putting on
just talk to him.
How about you send him a magic letter with the sending spell and tell him to come meet us?
Last time I saw him, he did try to kill me. Just going to point that out.
True, but a lot of people have tried to kill you.
Come to remember it, the time before that, he tried to kill me too.
Yes, but again, a lot of people have tried to kill you. You're not going to turn away everyone who's tried to kill you.
I'll use the pseudonym.
Yeah,
just say the messages from us.
Gotcha. I got this. So what you got 24 words. So he's like, what do we need to ask?
Tell him we've rescued Madeline.
We have Madeline. How do we remove the curse? We are nice people. Because that sounds like a ransom letter. Oh, wait. That's
he's like, all right, I think I got it. I'm pretty sure I got it.
Hold on, just
don't make it sound like a ransom letter.
Just tell him that we've rescued Madeline and to meet us at. She'll say the name of that dwarven city.
All right. He's he kind of cracks his knuckles. Like, don't look at me! Don't look at me! Don't look at me! It's kind of like when people try to record their voicemail. It's like, all right. It's like, all right. He casts a spell. He draws the symbols. Casts a spell. It's like, hello, it is I.
Ari and Daft.
The Tieflings. We have Madeline come to, what's the name of the town?
Ask about the curse.
Shit,
The town doesn't matter.
you think this?
We need him here.
He's got a curse. Oh, Kirsten. And it cuts out.
Daft, if he knew how to remove the curse, he would have removed it. It's either that or he doesn't want it removed.
I'm pretty sure he was the one who put it on in the first place.
I need. Let's see. I need Death. And let's see. How about Death, Bears, and Wolfguard?
What do you need from me?
I need perception checks from all three of you.
Dear God, the shopkeeper was the rat man the whole time.
That's Wolfguard. We need Bears.
Think you want AFK for a
Oh,
second?
he is AFK. Well then let's say you, Max.
Oh boy.
I'll
Perception? Thought it'd be good by my 0 and shatter in a tower.
Well, Wolf in Tower.
What was that noise?
Doesn't really matter.
Tower.
So Wolfguard is looking at something totally random. Max, whatever Wolfguard's looking at, apparently you think that's pretty interesting because you're looking over there looking. Deft, as you're sitting there, you watch as William's face just goes pale. As you get the feeling someone's responding to his sending with his 24 words. You look to the side of you and you watch as snow off the ground, like little particles, begin floating upwards around Madeline. She's just kind of sitting there with her head hanging down.
I'm just kind of looking with concern between Madeline and Halfling.
You sit there, and then all of a sudden you just kind of watch as from around Madeline, just this explosion of force just pummels out in all directions from around her. It knocks you all over, doesn't do any damage, and then she just kind of falls down to the ground.
Oh god!
I'm
It's
make sure she's okay.
I'm gonna rush over to her as well. Do
You
you want a
never
medicine check?
No, she seems fine. She's just on the ground. You just see William sitting on the ground with like his hands behind him, kind of like resting back on the ground. And he's just like,
what did
My
he
dog
say?
is giving me a bath.
"Aw." Like, I don't think he's really happy. I think he's on his way though.
Remember when the plan was to not make it sound like a ransom letter?
That is not my fault.
It also didn't help that William rolled a 10.
Oh.
Madeline, are you okay?
Mm-hmm. What do you mean? Doesn't seem to remember.
What were his exact words?
Oh, I didn't write them down.
Was it something along the lines of, I will find you and you will be dead?
Oh, you could hear it. Good. She knows. What if we just paint the other little girl's hair black and Emily's just kind of looking at him very cautiously, like hiding behind her? Like, maybe he won't know.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Well, realistically, what's the soonest he could get here?
I don't know how fast he moves.
Very good question. If you recall, does anyone from the original party from the cave, when we ended, actually recall what happened at the very end of that cave?
I believe he scurried off in a
I will give you
swarm
guys
of rats.
history checks if you want, for those that were there, because otherwise you wouldn't really remember it.
What are we rolling?
History, unless you actually remember what happened at the end of the first cave we did with the rat man.
The first cave. That's with the purple stuff in it.
Yeah, so in the last room,
Last room we
that
found there were barrels of the purple stuff
and a big room of a big growing garden of the purple plants.
Yeah, and then it dropped down into like a river, an underground river.
Mm-hmm. He teleported out with the kid in black smoke.
Yeah, sorry.
So when it comes to, I mean, you're not exactly sure how that works or how quick that is, but you get the feeling he's probably pretty quick. So you're not 100% sure. The last time you saw him, he was also injured. So there's also that. So apparently he's got more enemies than just you guys for taking his kid a second time.
Listen, we didn't take his kid the first time.
Didn't take this kid this time either. We rescued her.
In both cases, we have rescued her. The fact that the first time was rescuing her from him?
Yeah. That area gets really gray. This time, it's all a matter of perspective.
No, this time it's not.
Wait a minute. Wait, he's pissed that we took Madeline, though Madeline was in a cage.
He doesn't know that. He just knows someone took Madeline and he's been hunting her.
He got hurt, and either during that time, maybe before that, you're not 100% sure. Maybe that's how he got hurt in the first place. Someone took Madeline, which more or less was on the island with the hags. And the last time you saw him, he was in the cross manor. He'd been ejected out of the top floor with purple fire explosion that took out the top level and basically shot him into the adjacent building, crashed into it, and when you guys fought him, he basically regenerated so fast and took such little damage. When you saw him getting shot out of that building, he was near death. So you're not sure.
I did like 70 freaking points of damage to him.
You also were fighting him in his home turf, which first mistake. But even then, he got his butt kind of handed to him. So that was the last time you saw him. And then you more or less found out, I think Death had a vision of Allie and Madeline.
Did they contacted the rat person?
Who did?
Wait, who were they sending the message to?
The rat person.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were sending it to Soren again.
No, they contacted
we
the
already
rat
tried to contact Soren. Didn't work.
Does William want to
got
buy
one
stuff?
more.
Does William want to buy stuff to be able to write a spell into his book yet? Remember, I still have the Speak with Dead scroll.
What level is it? And is it a wizard spell?
Yes, it is now a wizard spell.
What level spell?
I think level 3?
So that would be 150 gold worth.
Let me double check.
I believe.
Yes, it's a 3rd level necromancy spell now. And it's now officially able to be done by wizard. Because of the update.
Which one?
Speak with Dead.
Yeah.
The latest Unearthed Encounter made it a wizard spell. Well, at least necromancers.
I'd be glad when wherever that book that's going in comes out. That'll be a good one.
2 hours and 50 gold. So 6 hours and 150 gold if we want to put a spell in his book. It's level 3. And he does not have that much. And then if you, Theris, do you need find familiar components?
No, components. Yes, because I used my last one.
Yeah, if I used your last one. You can just add, he's got as much as you would need for that. Just mark off 10 gold for however many you take.
I don't think we have any money yet, though, do we?
Oh, you got paid last session.
We got that last session.
Let me look. Okay, I've got 100 gold. Is that correct,
Jeez.
or did it not go into the sheet?
7 platinum.
Everyone got 7. Was it 7 platinum?
Yeah,
I
that's
got
what
2 platinum.
5.
It was
Oh, everyone got 5 platinum.
banded.
Yeah, so everyone got 50 gold.
But it was 5 platinum? Why do I have 7 now?
Because
'Cause we
I've
got
got
2
2
from something
myself,
else.
so that would put me at 7 as well. Because
Yeah, we had 2 before and then 5 most recently.
Yeah, you each would have got 5 recently. Yeah, and then if you make it to town, you're also getting if you do the team with the night, it's 5,000 gold for your 50% payment for the upfront for doing the event. You get the other 5 after you guys are done.
Does the alchemist have any poisons?
He kind of looks at the grin. He's like, "Why? Yes, we do." Like, why? Like, you're not using it on anyone I would know, right?
I would hope not. It's more for my traps that I make.
What was persuasion check?
are the 5 platinums all we got paid?
Yeah, that's all we got so far. There's potentially up to 5,000 coming for you guys to split, 5,000 gold coming for you guys to split, but that's only if you agree to go with this guy.
I think the platinum, 5,000 platinum, is correct.
Now, pretty sure that's gold. He also, though, is paying the 500 gold entry fee for the team. He's also officially making himself the team lead.
He can say he's the team leader.
He's got to fill it out on the paper.
This tournament thing or whatever we're going into, do we have any other information about like what kind of layout? Is it an ever-changing battlefield or what? Is it just dirt and sand?
Basically, from what you gathered, and you're heading there, you're gonna basically that's what you're doing for this session, maybe part of next one, depending on how much you guys want to prepare. So basically, the gist of what you learned, it's this gigantic series of like interconnected mini dimensions. That is essentially more or less like this giant maze that the high wizard of this town has built. Dwarven wizard, I know. And they turned it in basically this huge marketing type event. So they basically have all these like glass panels that show like these different areas, and people come from like all over to watch it. People spend a lot of money, so like teams do get sponsored. It's kind of like a major deal for this town and draws in like a ton of money for the town. People also, it brings in really good competition because there's supposedly like really valuable riches in there. However, as you know, it also can be quite dangerous, not even necessarily from the chambers and the traps and puzzles of it's more or less a mega dungeon itself. It's all of the other teams that are spread throughout there with you. So while there's no necessarily requirement making people to fight each other, there's also necessarily any rules prohibiting it. So you got to kind of plan ahead and think about, because you never know when someone may be waiting for you to finish a fight to take advantage of you, or waiting to take a cheap shot, or more so, are you going to take one before they take one for you? So it kind of changes it up a little bit because you're not really sure, and if you don't roll well, you never know who may sneak up on you. So you do have up to 7 days to potentially look at your competition. You will have the 5,000 gold in theory if you do agree to him, if you go with him. So that's money to spend on some items. You have obviously time if you want to like make potion, actually new and made potions. If you want to make traps or weapons or try to find stuff like that. But essentially that's your time to prepare and check out the competition and see what you can find
But
out.
the battlefield itself, is it basically, are we going to encounter fire, water? Do we
You're
know?
going to encounter. You have no idea what you're going to encounter.
Yes.
Basically, from what you've understood, is yes. It's the best answer. Yeah. If you are you going to encounter it? Yes.
Okay.
Are we going to encounter undead? Probably yes. Are we going to?
I think I have just enough money. It's 50 gold per spell level, correct?
50 gold per. Yeah. So for your ritual book.
Yes.
Yeah, so 50 gold per spell level to do the ritual, and then I believe it's the same 2 hours per level of the spell. I think it would be 6 hours if you're doing the level 2.
Because I want to pick up water breathing.
Okay, water breathing. That guy actually probably has water breathing. Let's see. Let's see. Water breathing.
Did Sir Edward ever say how his wizard died?
How?
He died in the tournament, but I don't believe he specified what
No, he
specifically
didn't
killed him.
specify. Just more or less, he died in the last attempt that they made at the tournament.
So I'm officially broke. I'll get that spell, 2 castings of Find Familiar, and I'll have 1 gold, 76 silver.
So pretty basic spell, pretty common thing. You got it.
Sir Edward.
Yeah.
So, how do people usually get out, since no one has ever succeeded? And I imagine that it's not one big suicide pit.
There's maps that you can find throughout different areas. They're hidden. You got to be keeping a keen eye out. But yeah, there's maps that will lead you out to the exits and show you how to escape. I mean, it just really depends on how well funded your group is too.
How common are these exits to, find?
I mean, I've gone out 2 of them before. I've gone 3 times, so that's a good sign that I'm still alive. It's like I've gone out that way twice, and we've been teleported out twice. My times going by foot were my first time and my last time.
Do people usually get out via exits, or do they usually bring a wizard with them that can plane shift them out?
I mean, honestly, it's really hard to tell. Sometimes you don't run into people. So it's really hard to tell who gets out where. Word has it, though, and you'd have to do your own research. Word has it, a lot of people get really crafty with the substitution system. So you get 2 a day. So they kind of got crafty. In fact, I think there was even one team once. I don't remember which one it was. It was probably the Dark Elves. Managed to figure out a way to return one of their casters to the more or less everyone gets like a mini war room, and they summoned their people using lower level spells that they had acquired to the location, as opposed to magics which were harder to do, like teleporting everyone out. Yeah, it just kind of depends on different people. But yeah, maps are pretty common. That being said, maps also make you a large target. Everyone always feels better when they have a map and they know they have a theoretical way to get out versus those that maybe get a little bit more desperate. So yeah, I'd be careful. Everyone's there for different reasons, and a lot of people are there to put on a show. So just make sure you gauge your opponents well, and just be safe and stay with people like yourself.
What all do these maps show?
All sorts of different things. Some go to treasure, some go to exits. And from what I've heard, somewhere hidden in the delve, there's a map that shows the location of everything, including your competition. People, magic items, treasures, exits, and in theory, the final chamber, which nobody has ever found. Like, as far as what kind of areas there are in there, apparently they change and get added to, and apparently there's a lot of them. That information is highly guarded by people that compete frequently. So there's a high likelihood that people that compete all the time are from bigger groups or have bigger sponsors, probably have access to some information, whether it be information about certain areas and things to look out for, ways to get past them. You can't really do the mapping because they shift around and change the order and the way they connect. But yeah, you get that highly guarded to gain every edge they can of the competition. He's like, so if any other questions? If not, I think I'm gonna head off to bed.
Yeah, one last question. What do you think the survival rate is? Just kind of a guess.
It's like
50-50?
Oh no, it's far better than 50-50.
Okay, good.
The only concern that I have, and I'm actually heading that way, not quite yet, maybe in a couple days myself. Like I said, there's money to be made, and potions such a high premium. So you guys bought it just the right time. He's like, this guy will go for a decent penny, and now I can recoup anything material-wise off those arrows. So, yeah, you guys should probably head that way. I mean, stop on by. Can always catch you guys a little bit of a discount. Just don't tell others. Oh, what was your other question, Beth?
That was just the one.
Just the one?
So, most people survive this thing?
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, the sorry, I forgot what I was saying. Mind my age. The thing that was concerning me this year that I've heard is apparently, which is an item of great contention, the more questionable foreign delegates, so to speak, seem to be in high abundance this year. Normally, we get a couple of teams from kingdoms that we wouldn't normally work with, but in the spirit of the competition, they tend to be allowed. It's like this year, there's apparently two strange groups. I'm not sure what their names are. Apparently, one is a group of dark elves. Like, so you can imagine that already. I believe that they're actually staying at an embassy in the city for fear of the safety of just for them, for the populace. And then there's some sort of weird group. I'm not exactly sure. I guess it's a group of tieflings or dark elves or a combination of it. I'm not sure, but the fact that there's two of them seems a little odd. I know a lot of the people running bets are thinking that maybe they're working together to improve their odds of winning. Like, but I don't know. It's hard to say. But yeah. Nothing says.
Are there any local teams that you're familiar and friendly with?
He says, well, one of the teams that always shows up, and unfortunately they never win, but they always put on a good show. The Sons of Gworbin. Gworbin. Essentially, and more or less kind of the general story behind it, as I hear, is the House of Gworbin is actually, so the lordship title that they're offering for this reward was stripped from that house. And it's essentially the reward of this competition, should anyone ever beat it. So these are the descendants of the people who had that title stripped from them that basically come every year to try and win it back. They're all male dwarfs. They don't really have magic. They just are essentially fighters. So if you picture what it was the 3 Vikings, just picture like the 7 Vikings, and then you get a really great understanding of what that dwarven team looks like. Like, other than that,
so do you think that they would be willing to join a team if, say, the lordship was granted back to them, if the other team got to keep most of the gold?
I mean, there's definitely deals to be made. You might find them to be most agreeable, and maybe they would team up with you. No, I think they would probably be open to one of those. They are prideful people, so I'd be cautious. But I mean, we're not sure. Everyone has to be registered 2 days prior. So 2 days prior to the event, everyone has to be registered before the stroke of midnight, or they cannot enter the competition. It is also fairly common and a good reason to get there earlier than later. A lot of people that get there early, supposedly, may be out and about trying to make it harder for people to make it in by midnight by either detaining, attacking, to reduce down the field. It's like no one's ever been called out or caught other than a few people. So people tend to be pretty crafty about it, but this is definitely not a week of rest by any means. I mean, get your rest, but keep your wits about you.
You can sign up early for the tournament, right?
Yes, you just have to sign up by that day. That's why he was saying you guys are probably smart going early. It's like, and he's gonna look while Edward's off in the distance. It's like, and I'm not saying he's not a bad guy, but I mean, I might keep my options open. Play your cards right. You never know. There's money to be made in these events. I mean, there's a reason that the people that lose come back every year, regardless, as long as they live. It's like, unfortunately, every so often, there is at least a couple of teams every year that tend to not come back, or at least they haven't been found yet.
Well, is 10,000 gold an appropriate amount for a team?
He kind of looks over. He's like, I've never been in the competition myself, but I guess it really just depends on what you do with what you find in there. So even if you don't win, I mean, the main thing is survive. But if you find treasure within there, I mean, who knows how much you could possibly win? Did he say how you guys are splitting that?
Didn't he say that we get to keep most of everything? There's one specific item that he's looking for?
Okay, that he did. He's looking for a horn. Like, well, yeah, I mean, it could be a good deal. It just depends. I mean, he looks pretty decent at fight. I mean, I wasn't there to watch you guys with him, but I mean, if he's at least good, I mean, that's beneficial. But I'm just saying, keep your options open. You'll probably have a couple of days once you get there. But yeah, once you sign in, you can't change team. He's like, I would also keep an eye out. You might find other people looking about, or just be more cautious. They did change the team limits this year. It used to just be the 6, the 2 spares, which it basically used to run 5 with 1 spare instead of 6 with 2 spares, is new. And not everyone got that memo. So a lot of people have been showing up short and are basically scrounging together to find people to fill in gaps in teams.
So it's a total of 8, but 2 of those people are on the sideline to be subs or subbed in?
Yep. It's like, so when you register, there's always a team manager and a team captain, and then the 6 team members that go in. Only 6 can be in at a time. You get 2 substitutions a day. They do teleport via magic, so you don't have to worry about that. The staff of the event take care of that. So yeah, basically, that's more or less the way to be careful. I will share one tip with you, just because you guys seem to be quite nice. One thing I have heard that people do like to do, I've seen people substitute out their healers at nighttime so that they cannot be attacked by other people in their sleep. Like, yeah, I wouldn't necessarily get rid of every one of your healers, but it never hurts to have someone who can pick up the pieces, more or less. I have seen healers be targeted and assassinated to force teams to withdraw. He kind of looks over at you, Theris, like, keep your wits about you, my friend.
My mic's been muted this entire time. Gosh darn it.
Yes, it has. I was like, I haven't heard from Austin in a long time.
I've been listening, but yeah, never mind.
Did the 2 new strange teams of Tiefling and Dark Elves and the team of Dark Elves, did they bring 6 or 8?
The team of Dark Elves, they brought full team. They actually had brought bigger contingencies, but there's the Dark Elf team, they came by themselves. There's 8 of them. And then the other team, I think there's actually like 20 of them total, but only 8 are competing. It's like the Dark Elves are from near this area. The other team is supposedly from like a northwestern continent. There's a couple of smaller continents in the northwest. So, anything you guys want to do before you rest for the night and head out? And my other favorite question after that, if you have nothing else to do. Anyone keeping watch?
During this night? What's the room set up like? Is there a set room for everybody, or is it like a common room, or what is it?
No, so basically, from what he has on the main building, there's other ones out there, but more so he basically tells you you're safer to be in here. So it's basically a main room that most of you guys can sleep in. There's like a little room off to the side you probably put the kids in.
Okay.
Knowing you guys, that's probably a better bet for them anyway. So there's enough bedding, you guys can all kind of get at least comfortable and warm. So
I'm gonna go ahead.
He has his own room. So when you guys are done, he just heads off to his own room.
I'm gonna go ahead and sleep next to the door where the children are, just in case something happens.
Fair enough. Anyone keeping watch?
I'm gonna take a shift to watch just because I'm paranoid and it would make me feel bad.
Sure. I'll take a shift.
Of course, yeah, same here. Or we can double up on shifts.
Well, there's 3 shifts in total in this. Well, actually, you could cut it into 2 if you really wanted to. So it's up to you guys. You want to do
multiple people on one shift, that in case somebody falls asleep or misses something.
So I think we had, so we have 4 volunteers. So who wants to go on the first and who wants to go on the second?
Alright, we'll join Deft on his shift.
Okay.
I'll do first.
Go first. All right, so the Tieflings go first, and
I'll
then
take third.
Max and Theris, you guys want to do? We're just doing 2.
Oh, okay, then I'll go the second one. Yeah.
Okay, so you guys split it up. So everyone kind of gets ready. The kids kind of get nuzzled in after they get more hot chocolate from the shopkeeper.
Oh no, that's his mistake. Giving the kids hot chocolate before they go to bed.
We call this grandparent syndrome. It's not his problem. It's your problem.
They're here in his house. That makes them his problem.
He's not in this room.
Listen, they've been through a lot. They deserve some hot chocolate.
Yeah, they totally get amped up until they just basically pass out. They do look more in spirits, though. I mean, Madeline's still being sluggish, but at least with a happy, chocolatey mustache. All right, so you guys settle down. Kids go to sleep. So Tieflings. You guys are sitting there. It's obviously very cold outside. Go ahead and just both of you roll a perception check for me.
You should know better.
Oh no! Luck point because they're sleeping. Why not?
Up to you.
Anybody want to roll a 4?
Can I use another one?
Oh my god!
I'm using another one.
You can use another one. Please roll a 4.
Please.
Oh,
Okay.
That's the total opposite of what I wanted to do. All right. So it takes 2 points of luck, but you guys sit there. You kind of look. Ari's just watching the fire. You should have just known right away. It's probably bad to have this big roaring fire and Ari on watch.
She's completely
so
entranced.
Beautiful. So beautiful. Depth, you're still super paranoid just from William's reaction, the thing that happened with Madeline earlier. You kind of just are looking out the window. And as you're sitting there, you kind of watch if there's something that kind of is moving around the greenhouse. One of them, maybe about 150 feet out.
I'm gonna kind of elbow Ari and motion towards the window. Maybe take a step closer.
Or I'll wander over the window.
Kind of look over. Ari sees nothing.
Gosh darn it.
What is it?
You look over. When you go to show him, it's not there.
She'll tap her ears. Did you hear anything?
Did I hear anything?
You want to use your necklace and try to hear him? You have to activate it first.
Sure.
All right. You activate.
You hear Gronkum snoring.
Actually, Gronkum, roll a percentile.
Oh no.
He's never seen this part of it,
I'm
so.
gonna blast on my ears.
It's very.
Oh my god.
Oh.
So who is it saying?
I have never done that.
Please.
I've never seen that. I've never seen
I've
anyone
only seen
roll
it
ahead.
once.
Wow.
I've seen it a few times.
So this it's not it.
Nobody else come up with something special.
So, all right, you're sitting there, and he watches Deft focuses and holds the necklace and just opens up. Deft, you hear crunching in the snow. Sounds like footprints, and then all of a sudden your ears just deafen. You suffer the negative effect of your necklace. So I think it's how many minutes?
Oh, I don't remember. Hold on.
It's only happened one other time.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Sorry.
No, it gets better.
It doesn't say.
I think. Where did I put that? I have that in the book somewhere. I think it's more or less. I think it's like you're deaf for a minute, if I recall.
I think so. But yeah, I just fall to my knees and like cover my ears.
Yeah! Ari, you do kind of watch as that. It's the loudest noise. It probably wakes up most of you, other than the kids. You watch as something bolts out from behind the greenhouse, just off into the snow behind it. Apparently, the snore scared whatever it was before.
Apparently, what?
The snore scared it away.
I'm so done.
Ari will head outside and try and take a look for it. Probably fly up onto the roof.
I'm gonna head into Gronkum's room and just
Oh,
kind
he's
of
just in the main room.
throw
with
some
you.
pillows. I'm throwing
Just like put a pillow on his face.
die. Die, Gronkum, die.
It's okay.
Oh my god.
You run out the front door. When you immediately watch as you run out, you see as a light goes on up from the shopkeeper's area. As apparently it alerted him when you walked out the door. But you look out, you don't see anything. And it's dark and snowy. You don't see much.
Well, the dark
flying.
doesn't concern her.
Well, but you only have a certain amount of dark vision. You can't see infinitely in the dark. But between that and the snow and the distance it's already traveled, you don't really see
She's
much.
going to fly over to where it ran. From,
Where the path it was running?
Yeah.
Okay. As you fly over there, because you know that easy enough, make it an investigation check. Or a survival check, if you want to track tracks.
I think survival is higher, so I will go with that.
Snow's just coming down too hard. You're trying to pick up the tracks. Not your most perfect skill set, so to speak. You can't really make out where he was, other than from where you saw him. You kind of
she's
look.
going to. Is our party in first floor or second floor?
It's just one big single-story building.
Okay.
More or less. There might be some like attic and storage spaces, and he's on the second floor, but essentially he's the only thing on the second floor.
Okay. Is there a window to the common room?
Yeah, there's a window that's the one you were looking at.
I mean, like to where everyone is sleeping.
Yeah, no, that's the same room you were in.
Okay. Ari will fly over, open up the window.
So
Kronka,
you
wake
can
up.
tap on the window.
Tap on the window and
Jeff's in there holding his ears. Oh my god! Actually, Jeff, roll a perception check at disadvantage.
Okay.
You need to be looking at the window because you can't hear the tapping. All right, so you tap. It takes Deft a second, but then Deft looks up. You see Ari like tapping on the window.
She's gonna then point to Gronkum.
He's covered in pillows.
Yeah, you do notice that Gronkum is covered in pillows.
I'll just tilt my head.
Wake him up.
I'll point to my ears like, can't hear
She's
you.
gonna point to Gronkum, then do like a two-handed swinging motion.
Wait,
Oh, God.
it's swinging motion.
This is gonna end so well.
No,
Take out my sword?
Oh my god.
Take out my sword. I'm
I
just
think he
looking
wants you to
very
knock
confused.
out Gronkum so that the snores don't come.
Kill him? You want me to kill him? I'll kill him.
He pulls out a dagger and it's like stab, stab, point, point.
Shake her head. You know what? There is a much easier way to do this.
There's a door right there. You could just walk inside.
Oh, is the door like literally beside the window?
Yeah, no, there's a door to the main room that you guys are in too. That's where
okay.
you literally walked out the door. There's a window and a door.
Well,
This whole thing's happening in like 10 feet to the right. There's a door, and it's just the best moment ever.
She'll open up the door. She'll leave the door open, walk over. Gronkum, wake up. There's some tracks you need to follow. Or find.
It was probably just a bear. I'm talking way too loudly, by the way. It's no big deal. Go
You hear
back
a
to
voice
bed.
from upstairs. Is everyone okay down there?
Yeah, we're fine.
He's like, well, I wouldn't go that far, but glad to hear it. Then he shuts his door and the light goes back off.
Without putting his armor on, Grantham just grabs his sword and heads out into the cold to find whatever.
You run out with
Sure.
two-handed greatsword. The runes kind of like shining in the night. You're like, where is it?
She will head over with him and point out as to where the creature fled
Okay.
from.
It's been a bit of time, so roll a disadvantage in survival. Actually, since he's showing you, just roll it flat. So we'll say that cancels out the disadvantage.
I'm gonna lay down in Gronkum's bed. Blech, in Gronkum's. This is my bed now.
So, you find snow. Snow and more snow.
Well, whatever it was, it's gone now. I'm going back to
Gronkum,
sleep.
you feel something nudge you and kind of push you off to the side. You watch his fingers behind you like,
Do you see anything, Black?
he like sits down and kind of like tries to shake with you.
The wolf?
Yeah, to you, Gronkum. He's still in love with Gronkum.
I'll pat him and ask him if he smells anything.
Yeah, you can talk to him because of your totem. He goes,
We kept the one that can speak with animals instead of the one that can speak with plants.
yeah, you got one that can speak with the animals. So he, technically the other one could do both too. But animals tend to come in, well, I guess it really just depends. I guess they're both kind of equal. You go to ask him. He doesn't see you like an animal. He speaks to you in common. He's like, oh no, let me see. You're like, huh?
Now, does he only seem to be speaking in common to Gronkum? Or...
Oh no, anyone who's there hears him.
Did that wolf just talk?
Yep.
Gronkum shrugged.
Are you a wizard?
No. No, I don't. I smell. I don't know what that smell is, but no, it doesn't go far. Sorry.
Does it smell dangerous?
I don't
Does it smell like rat?
No,
He's fast, but he's not that fast.
it's like it smells. It smells like wet birds.
Wet birds?
Yeah. It's like I don't really know a lot of words to explain.
Well, do you mind if I smell through you?
He's I don't know if you can, but I mean you could try.
Beast sense.
So how does it work?
You touch a willing beast for the duration of the spell, which is up to an hour.
Okay.
You can use your action to see through the beast's eyes, hear what it hears, and continue to do so until you use your action to return to your normal senses.
Okay. So as you go, you touch on him, you kind of like put your hand in his fur, and you go and you feel the shift begin. Hand gets freezing cold. And as you kind of feel into it, you kind of feel like, you know how if like you watch like your windshield kind of freeze over? Just picture like that time lapsing, but instead of your windshield, it's like your vision. It's not your actual eyes, but as you're kind of like going into it, it freezes over and you feel yourself pushed back. Like, sorry. I think the Queen's magic keeps us safe from stuff like that, so people don't do it to us.
Makes sense.
He's like, you want to play?
Well, we can play on the road to town tomorrow.
You hear
and the next.
Sir Edward like walks out with just his sword, wearing just like common clothes, kind of like you did Gronkum, except Gronkum just Gronkum. You hear him whistle over the thing. Come here, boy. Back inside. He's like, there'll be time for that later. He's like, everyone okay out here?
Some strange animal.
Like, huh. He just kind of flourishes and puts his sword back into the sheath. Like, probably best to stay inside. I mean, you never know what's out in the wilds here. Like, the sooner we can get to sleep and the sooner we can wake up, the sooner we can get out of here. It's like, don't worry, big guy. There's plenty of action where we're going.
Gronkum nods and heads inside.
Alright, I'll look back in as well.
Okay.
Hey, I'm in your bed. You gotta find a different spot.
Wow.
There's a bunch of pillows there. I don't know.
Are we using
Perfect.
the
Gronkum's tired.
Damon's tiny hut?
No,
Now we're in the,
you're in the shopkeeper's house.
Okay.
yeah.
You get the feeling it has some magical protections. You're not sure how those necessarily work, but between all the people you have there, the just general availability and the feeling of knowing there's some sort of magical protection in this house, more or less feel decently good. So you guys finish up first shift.
So does Gronkum just like flop onto Deft, or?
Well, technically with evasion, Deft dodges out of the way, but it's very close. You just kind of sit there like warm and toasty, and you just see giant all Gronkum coming straight at you. Ah! So you guys kind of settle. About this time? Second show, yeah. Definitely finally will be able to hear after taking a nap. We'll feel better. So Theris and Max, you guys wake up for your shift as Deft is having a hard time communicating with you and seems to just point at Ari and then just goes and lays down and goes to sleep.
Okay.
Gronkum was a little
Assume
too
positions and set our watch.
All right. Both of you go ahead and make your perception checks. There, Max.
Sorry, I'm a little distracted. I'm getting a message on Discord. Perception? Okay. What the fuck did it go? Discord just overwrote.
Do familiars have to sleep since they're Fae?
Technically, they don't really help you. I think they just essentially sleep when you do. There are certain ones, like I know the Raven Queen Warlock, specifically, they'll call out like that one I know doesn't sleep and can actually wake you up.
Curious like it because I've got Ben as an owl now, so if he and they get bonus on their perceptions, if he could just sit watch.
He does need to sleep. Can he wake you? I forget. He may have to do it the hard way, but
it doesn't say on specifically.
I think the reason the Raven Queen's one doesn't have to sleep is due to the fact that she herself is bestowing the blessing.
Oh no, I totally get that too. I'm just trying to think. So I think technically the owl does have to sleep more or less when it's around. It can stay up, and you can.
I just didn't know because it's technically a Fey creature, not an actual animal. So I didn't know.
No, true. So basically, it just doesn't have an ability to automatically wake you like the Raven Queen one does. That thing just is always 100% awake. So essentially, yours couldn't keep watch forever, but it could technically do a watch on its own. It would just have to like screech at you to try to wake you up.
Right.
I'll be right.
So totally possible. And on your shift can definitely give you advantage on your shift as well if you want them to like do a patrol or even just keep watch with you. You can make it. You rolled pretty high, but you can definitely roll again.
I'll roll that real quick.
Yeah, just roll another one. See if you get in that 20. You both rolled 18, so.
Oh, yes.
There's one for the owl.
Okay. So you guys, you keep your watch. The shopkeeper wakes up decently early, so it's probably about like 4:30 in the morning. He kind of comes in with some coffee and offers you guys coffee.
Thank
kind
you.
of sits there, watches out with you. Probably sit there and you just kind of bullshit with him for a little bit, talk a little bit more about the event for some of the info I gave you. About 6:15, you see something coming through the snow, walking in your direction.
I pointed out to everybody else.
They're still asleep, but you guys kind of look. Actually,
those that are awake. I mean,
you guys are probably starting to come to at this point. Both of the kids are awake, so both of the girls run over the window because they want to see. So if your character would be awake, I'll leave it up to you guys at your discretion. It's 6:15 in the morning after that night. Go ahead and.
Do we get a long rest?
Yeah, we get a long rest. I'll rest you guys.
Thank you.
Rest.
Yay!
So you guys can wake up. It appears to be a smaller humanoid.
Small?
You gather, not small, maybe a stocky medium.
Dwarf, maybe?
Looks like maybe a dwarf, maybe a halfling. You're not 100% sure.
Maybe a rat person.
It's got like a big fur cloak on, and it's currently walking towards the shop. Ah, this is great luck. More customers. And from outside, you hear, Mr. Daft! Mr. Daft, are you in there?
I'm asleep.
Like, Miss Ari! Mr. Ferris, are you there?
Are we expecting somebody?
Are they calling me now?
Yeah, they're calling out to you.
Did it sound like a child or a person?
Well, it sounds like a it sounds like a dwarven adult male.
Jeez.
Did I miss?
Check it out.
You look out to the front towards the front door. It's Randy. Is anyone awake?
Didn't he run away a long time ago?
No, if you recall. So the last time you saw him was right after the chapel incident, and he left with the 2 Paladin Order guys, the monk, and the rogue to come to this event. They had mentioned way back then that they were coming to this event. So more or less, they are in this general area. More or less, they traveled here. They took the long way. They're just now getting here. Those were the people you ran into last.
Can I go let him in?
Like, oh, thank you. He's like, oh, it's good to see all of you.
It's been a while.
Like, oh, yeah, what? Mr. Nobel said that you guys were over here. He saw something out here last night and came to see you guys. And then he heard some crazy thing outside, so he ran back to report in.
My cat really did, really?
Is that your cat?
That's
Yes.
amazing.
That's good, so good.
The cat is invading.
It's like, so what are you guys doing up here? How did you get here so quick? He's like,
Long story.
He's like, where's Mr. Nicodemus?
Is this in the morning or is this?
This is in the morning. This is like 6:15, 6:30ish at this point now.
So before everyone wakes up, or?
Yeah, I left it up to you guys. And basically, if your character would be up by 6:15, you're probably good to go. You did do first shift though, so you probably would be one of the later ones. But I leave that up to your discretion.
Probably asleep.
Yeah. So he's like, where's Mr. Nicodemus at? He's like, oh. He looks over at Decoya and he looks over at Gronk and he's like,
Gronk, I'm still asleep.
I know. He just looks at you. He's like, we have two of them now. He's like, you guys are getting strong. He's like, so what are you guys up to? You coming to watch?
That's you, Theris.
Oh, sorry. I was reading spells.
Oh, he's talking to all of you at this point. He's just more
The
familiar
ones
with...
that are awake, right?
Yeah, so we're actually going to be in the tournament.
We are too!
Who's
He's
we?
like, oh. He's like, you should come over to our cabin. We're gonna head into town too. He's like, the gang's all there. And he kind of goes through. So essentially, from what you gather, so Nebulous is on their team. So that's the painter. Caverin, who was the paladin. Nobil, who was the rogue that was with you guys at the abbey that you paid to get you there and to scout out. Randy, who's on their team, and then apparently another paladin order member you have not met. Let me open my OneNote sheet. Is anyone else on their team?
God, it's the construct guy.
They have, so Caverin is their team captain. There's someone else is on their team that you're unfamiliar with. He's like some old guy. It's like Henry's there too. So the blind monk. They have Nobil, which is more or less my rogue in my version form. Nebulous, who's the painter. Randy, another Paladin Order member named Cross. And apparently they don't have an 8th team member. He's like, we didn't know. I wasn't even planning or participating, but apparently they need 2 people, so I got promoted.
Nice.
He's like, what do you guys think? By this time, more or less, all of you are getting woken up. Randy is quite a loud person, for those of you who have not met Randy before. They basically found he was a bandit that they decided to keep, and they did not let leave. They more or less took him hostage.
No, Nicodemus more or less took him hostage.
Yes, and so through abduction, he became their dear friend.
He was not abducted, he was rescued.
From himself.
From
You've been rescued from your bandit ways.
He was rescued from a life of petty crime to a life of major crime?
He's the bandit you frightened, right? The only one that didn't move? I think, right? Because you went into like the bar and you were performing and you scared someone. You're like, don't move. He's like, Okay.
Yeah, there were one guy was very hesitant to leave. The other guy was like, "Nope, I'm staying here."
Well, there was a bunch. A lot of them died. Only 2 of them were actually living at that. One got killed by the rat when he was running away, and then one was. So yeah, he's an abducted NPC. And the odd thing was, you abducted him 2 weeks before the Unearthed Arcana came out for a sidekick. It was perfect timing. Okay, so
What's with all the noise?
we're sorry, it's me, Randy. He like just kind of runs over to you and gives you like a big hug. Yeah, he smells like he's been traveling for the better part of 2 months. He kind of smells like a wet bird too.
Were you sneaking around our cabin last night?
Oh no, that was Mr. Nobel. He saw some people over here and wanted to see what was going on. Apparently, there was some sort of monster that was out about in the wild, though. So he said he decided it was time to come back to our cabin.
Gronko walks up behind Randy.
Like, you're big. He looks over to Toya. I think she's still bigger though.
So, what are you doing all the way out here?
Oh, we're going to the Delve. Remember? We left you a note. Didn't you get our note?
Yeah, a lot's happened. I forgot.
Well, we left you the money in the note.
Money? I didn't say that.
You didn't get the money? You don't remember picking up money.
I don't remember picking up a note.
You did get a note. That's how you found out Randy was gone.
Wait, I don't think Ari was there for that.
No, you were there.
I think Ari was still separated from the party at that point.
Potentially, that was when they were like in the little
This was soon after the
burrow thing. After they escaped Abby.
Yeah, because Ari met up with them there, but it had been a bit of time before she had met up with them.
You went there, I think he was there for the first part, and you went there later on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, so, no, we're competing. As Mr. Nebulous says, we're here to acquire new artifacts for the collection.
New artifacts for the collection?
Yes, which means we are here to get magic items for the Paladin Order, and you don't get to keep any. But I like working for them. He's like, they pay pretty well.
Well, it'd be nice to have friends that are also participating.
Like, yeah, no,
people aren't gonna.
We're not actually. The best part about this is, I don't even think we're here to win. I think we're literally just here to find magic items and bring them back.
I don't think anyone's here to win.
I am.
My point stands. One of these items you're looking for doesn't happen to be a horn, does it?
Oh, I don't know. You'd have to ask Mr. Nebulous. He's like, I think they're basically here, anything of greater value. They said if there's anything minor, I can keep it and equip it. They said maybe even I can use some of it until we bring it back if it helps us there. He's like, they actually recruited Mr. Nobel and made him a paladin too, and they gave him a bunch of cool stuff. I don't know why I didn't get any cool stuff though.
Are you made Nobel a paladin?
Yeah, apparently he has a certain set of skills that they found very useful. So apparently
paladins need to be like just and full of honor.
No, so it's a paladin order. It's just the name of the order. They're not actually all paladins. Essentially, they're more or less like a larger defensive type organization. There used to be a whole bunch of them.
Is not changing.
Nope, but you can still keep the assumption too. But remember, you only know of Nobel. Your Nobel, not Nobel.
He was pretty concerned with gold when they met.
He does like his gold. Like,
do you know he has that special pocket?
Like,
oh dear God.
Yeah, no, he's been pretty good, I'd have to say. Under Mr. Cavern's tutelage, he's got a couple of interests. I'll have to say that guy's pretty crafty. He's like, and Mr. Cross. Oh, he's fun too.
Mr. Cross?
He's got like this cool fire whip sword thing. It's cool.
Hold on. Did you say Mr. Cross?
Yeah.
As in, like, the Cross family?
I don't know. That's his call sign is Cross.
No, his call sign is Cross.
Yeah. None of these are their actual. No, I guess. I don't know. I didn't ask. But yeah, I mean, I guess it could be his last name.
Because of his last...
Got black hair. He's probably, I mean, I don't know. Late 20s, early 30s.
I believe her name was Lorana?
So
I'm not
the
mistaken,
Crosses,
Nadal?
you know Lorana, Alistair, and then you know Lord Cross. I don't think you...
No, I know Lorana has black hair. I
saw
assume...
Lord Cross? They all have black hair.
Yeah, I was going to say, I assume they all have black hair.
You've actually met the youngest one, too. So of the ones you know of, you know that there's the father, Alistair, who's still missing, who's like the head of the army. He did have black hair, too. Lorana has black hair, and their little... I think it was a sister. I'd have to double-check my notes. Also has black hair.
Based on the fact that I highly doubt this individual is either Lorana or the little sister, borrowing, magical disguise, does the description he's kind of giving of Mr. Cross there match that of Alexander or Lord Cross?
It's kind of hard to describe, too, because you're not super familiar with either of them. You've seen them. And basically, from what he describes, Cross is their cleric. And other than his cool little fiery whip sword weapon thingy, and that he has black hair, that's more or less the extent of what he can describe. He doesn't have any magic or cool stuff to show you, little illusions or whatnot. He's like, yeah, so we're actually trying to recruit a team member. He's like, I think I'll do pretty good, though. He's like, what do you think? Mr. Death, you think I got what it takes?
Yeah, you're pretty tough, Randy. You got this.
Yeah, I do.
Hey, it's great to see you, but there is some bad news. Remember Nicodemus?
Yes, Mr. Nicodemus, where is he?
He went to the big bar in the sky.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
It's like, we were supposed to go get drinks. Like,
I'll just pat him on the back.
He got back.
Pat.
Wait, Def, didn't you kill Nicodemus?
What?
No. Listen, long story.
What? You killed Mr. Nicodemus?
No, I would never.
Why?
Pat.
He's like, how did it happen?
We were in jail together. And he was in a cell, and I was in a cell, and things started going wrong. And
the minute you say he's in a cell, he's like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're blocking my entire screen.
Wasn't he strangled?
Yeah, more or less.
Now you want to move?
There's a small chance you thought he was blown up, and then you figured out that was a. So the last time you saw him, you buried him somewhere. I don't think you buried him in the graveyard. You buried him near the hotel.
I don't remember where we buried him.
It was not far from the hotel.
Didn't we cremate him?
No, you buried him.
Yeah, we buried him.
We had a little service and everything.
We probably should have.
We stole as we were taking his items off of the corpse. And now we lay him down to rest without his items.
Should have bought a barrel and stuck him in it and then buried him. He would have wanted to go that way.
So about this time, you watches over the ridge. You see a group of people. walking your direction. You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 individuals walking over the.
I assume that's your partner?
I think yeah, we're heading there now. We should probably be there maybe a day or two, maybe a day and a half if we're lucky. You guys want to come with?
Yeah, we were just about to head out ourselves.
Better strength in numbers. You watch as Kern's kind of packing up, and Koya's sitting there packing a bag too, and she kind of walks over to you. She's like, I've made up my mind, and I need to figure out what's going on with my eye, and I need to see this child get back and Mr. Kern's vengeance done. I'm gonna go back and take her back to her home and see if I can put this to an end.
No offense to Koya, but you have been mind-controlled on multiple occasions by child-sacrificing hags.
If I live my life in fear of mind controlling hags,
now
that's not living life at all.
Might not.
Do you want us to take the eye out? Because we can just do that real quick.
Oh god.
If you want.
Nope. I'm good. Just remember, it is also my eye.
I use curse of binding.
Now
he's what?
My God.
Whereas I don't think it's a bad idea for you to head out and kind of discover yourself and learn more about your eye and how to deal with that. I don't think it's a good idea to send you with Emily.
No, I think she'll be fine. I trust Akoya.
No, I don't think that's a good idea.
I'm gonna.
No, I've made up my mind. She's made up hers.
I'm gonna turn to him and say,
Theft? No.
Isn't a rat person thinking you guys just kidnapped her? Gonna
No,
find
she's not
them
taking
and-
Madeline. She's taking the other one.
Oh, I thought all of them were going.
No, Madeline, you guys decide to keep with you, which is also something to consider. That means Madeline's going to be in the booth.
Weren't we gonna just get on a ship or something to get back?
That's what they're doing. They're heading out to go do that.
Okay.
Koya's just going
Remember, the whole point of us entering this tournament is so we can get a ship or get enough
You
money
guys want
to...
an airship to get back quick.
Honestly, I forgot that Takoya was
so
actually...
we can bring back the kids.
I was thinking Takoya was a little... My bad.
It's up to you guys.
So,
you can use the money you get from the payment to send them on an airship earlier. You could afford to send them. I think it's only like 1,200 gold a ticket.
Nah, they should go.
again, Emily should probably stay with us for now.
Shouldn't we use that money to get stuff? Shouldn't we use that money to get prepared for this instead of just sending people away and going in unprepared?
We already are prepared.
We're as prepared as we can afford to be prepared.
Well, we were going to get 5,000 gold once we got there, weren't we?
Yes, but the money is this way we can, finish rescuing the kids.
I'm just saying, potions aren't cheap.
You have a paladin and a cleric in the party. Divine intervention is literally 5 feet away from you.
People get tired.
I'm gonna give Takoya a big hug, and I'm gonna whisper into her ear, "Run before Ari catches."
She's not taking Emily.
I like this game.
Hold on.
No, I'm joking. I'm not actually casting.
Oh, it's a disadvantage too. Oh, that first one would have been so good. All right, it's for her own good.
No. In fact, the last two kids you were with ended up on an island of hags that sacrifice kids.
Only one kid.
Oh, Allie and Madeline.
Madeline, no. Madeline got a quite.
It does not make her odds any better. And if I recall correctly, you killed the last people you were with on that island.
But I didn't kill any little kids.
No,
Wow.
but you'd bring Allie to them. You may not have intended it.
I do not recall.
Exactly. The hags might still have influence, so we're going to be on the side of caution. If you want to go off and...
Correct me. Aren't you going to be in the competition? And aren't people going to be targeting us during this competition and during the week before it?
You know, with assassins around, I still think they're safer.
To that kind of place.
Emily is going with Kern, not with Takoya.
They're going together.
We're all going.
But Takoya's destination is somewhere different, isn't it?
No. You guys going back where they were.
You guys heard nothing.
I didn't do it. Wasn't me.
I don't know. You guys got to figure it out, though.
Hold on, wait. We're doing persuasion now? Yeah, just...
Ooh.
Wasn't wrong rolling persuasion.
Oh, that bounced off a 16.
I was like, I don't know what I did.
Well, since all of us, know that, I might as well join in and be like, yeah, buddy.
Like, no. Takoya rolls her roll. That's a 13. So far, Ari's winning. Who else is here? Hold on. Who else is here? Where's Kurt?
William? Can William say something?
William? That's so fucked up. William does say something. He's like, Ari? Hold on. Let me see first.
What are we doing? We're persuading him not to leave or to leave?
Nope. William's not going to do anything. You guys have to figure out if Emily is going with Kern and Takoya. Wolfgut rolled a nat 20. Wolfgut, what do you want to have?
No one is leaving.
I beg to differ.
I'm trying to persuade everyone that we should just use the money to get more supplies for this damn thing instead of going in blind and supply-less.
Well, then they can just take a chip, because that's relatively cheap.
Probably, it's far more affordable.
Just saying, we shouldn't be spending 3/4 of our what money we have to send someone off when they could just wait 7 days. Or however long the event goes.
They will be spending their...
Kern's not waiting. Kern's going regardless. So, if you don't, you have the chance of then just being stuck with 2 kids. With no one to watch them other than the 2 people that are subbing for the event.
We gotta watch at least one of them anyways. Watching 2 is not gonna change much. And it's gonna
I can tell you have no children.
Kern and Emily are going to
It makes a huge difference.
That's true.
What was the name of your familiar, or of dog's familiar again?
Itchy?
Itchy, that's right. Itchy, wake up now! Get him!
Oh, God damn it!
Mom's fucking Itchy.
That's fucked up, bro.
Sure, I can't convince Kern to stay until at least.
Can I convince the DM to kill off Techno's character first? That attempt at waking up the Itchy Scratchy?
Yeah, we have better ways to do that. Don't worry. No, Kern's like dead set. Like Kern is just taking back Emily because Emily lives in his town.
That's his new daughter. You can't stop him.
Oh boy.
She has a father and a mother that are both alive.
That's
He can be her
They
weird
made
uncle.
me this nice bag.
Well, if he waits, we can fix that.
Well, he could just go home now.
It
Like,
would
what's
actually,
the difference?
Kern, if you stay with us, you'll actually get home faster than if you left now.
He's like, that's what you say, but what if you die?
And sucks to suck.
Have you seen anything that can kill me?
Would you really?
Only because I haven't tried. Only because I haven't tried.
Some
I look at him.
ogres.
This is the worst spot for you to say that too, because you hear someone behind you, your nephew's pipe up. He's like, "Oh,
I'm gonna look.
Isn't that the tiefling we found that the trolls were trying to eat?"
I'm gonna look over and say, "Well, then you just leave 1 or 2 days later than you originally planned."
The keyword was trying. I had them right where I wanted them.
Okay,
My
guys,
vengeance shall not wait.
real talk.
Kern's like blind raging. You can't convince Kern.
This is the perfect opportunity to get NPCs out of the way so we can make way for more NPCs. Takoya needs to go, so I don't have to pay her
Maybe
anymore.
we want all
I'm
100.
not saying Takoya can't go.
Well,
What I am saying is that Emily should not go with
I don't know. Who's gonna watch him? You can do it because Kern and Takoya can go off because they both do want to go back to that location.
We'll figure something.
I don't know, man. It sounds fishy to me.
What happens when someone comes looking for you guys to
Worst case, remember, 2 of us
Good
have to
odds.
sit out anyways as substitutes.
but
The 2 people who are
Probably.
sitting as subs can watch the children.
probably at least one of your substitutes, maybe not in the morning, but later in the day, if not both later in the day, might not flash to shape.
They're in a safe room that,
No,
to
no,
my
they're-
knowledge,
They are in a control room where they have information and things. I mean, there's like things in place, but they're not like in a bubble. Unless William's there, and then I guess they could be in a bubble.
I even take him into account.
There are 6 of you, including William, that is 7, and including Sir Edward, that is 8. And the wolf is free because technically it counts as his pet.
So there'll always be at least 2 of us who can watch over.
But what if the 2? So just more so, picture whatever character just gets totally thrashed. We'll use William as an example. Let's say William is out of spell slots and has no HP. If you leave William alone, not much William can do other than, I mean, he's got a sort of warning, I guess, but I mean,
It's
that's
not
also a good
like
reason to keep him with you.
assassins are going to run through the middle of the city to assassinate 2 random children for...
Nebulous is like, well, not the children.
Well, we're talking about the safety of the children.
He's like, well, but he's like, well, I'll just say I could care less about. Nebulous doesn't care. Nebulous is just like all about science and magic and things like that. He's like, I remember once Cavern got stabbed. He's like, it was a lucky shot. Like, yeah, I don't believe. I mean, they could target the kids, but I would be very careful. He's like, we've been
The kids
attacked
will be
before.
safer with us.
He's like, we don't get attacked more than once. Wolfgart, the way that they're looking at going is a different route. It's a more safe route. It does take longer.
Okay.
But basically, the only hope they have to go quicker, you guys have to live and actually make the money and get paid to get on the airship. Versus a sure thing if they spend a little bit longer time traveling and they get there in a decently safe fashion.
Or they can spend a little bit
But
longer time
I'll look at him and
traveling
say, hey,
and have
Or
the
they
possibility of
can
getting
wait
through.
out the winter and then go.
I'm going to look at him and say, hey, don't forget to tan my Hydra hide.
You what? All right, so you guys are going to hold on to both kids?
Mm-hmm.
All right, they
I was
pack
very
up.
adamant about this.
I don't know. Well, if
Why?
they're going
I
to go
just
back
don't
and safe
get it.
route.
I
think
don't
just
either. What
I
does
think-
theirs think?
I'm easy.
If he's going to take a safe route back, he might as well take the Tanner's daughter back.
If they don't come with us, we get their cut of the money.
But if he's gonna,
Gotcha.
Motivation shines through.
Well, the kids don't get a cut of the money.
They don't.
But yeah, we might as well just send the one kid back with him then, if he's going a safe route.
I'll leave it up to you guys.
Should we take a vote?
I say we sacrifice them both.
The vote. Hold on.
I'll need
I
a
have it
corn.
I think it's there you go. We'll say X's are to keep the children and checks are to send the children.
Check was to send, you said?
Checks are to send, crosses are to not. Alright. Votes are in, folks. Vote is to send child number 2 off. Koya looks over at you, Ari. She's like, don't worry. It's like, what was the, I'm trying to remember who did the last disable. I don't have to remember. I'll have to double check right now. I think I have it under control now, especially being far away from the island.
If I find out that she goes missing and she's on that island, you and I are going to have a very long talk, and I promise you, it'll be very unpleasant.
I'll hold you to it.
I'm going to look at Kern and say, just make sure you let the Tanners know that we helped save her.
There was no reward, too, by the way.
I know there was no reward. I just want to clear my name. They were trying to blame us for the kidnappings.
Like, I'll let him know. Guinevere Candlebright's gang saved the child.
So, if we get revenge for you, do you want us to send you a head or something?
Always like, if I don't beat you to it.
Keep yourself alive, man.
Okay, that looks at you guys, and the 3 of them head off. The other group looks at you and like, well, you guys ready to go, or you guys just gonna sit out here all day?
I'm ready to go as far as I know.
Unless
someone wants to buy me that bolt of dispel. It's actually a really nice bolt.
You turn back around. The buildings are gone. And the shopkeeper's just sitting there. And he's like loading his backpack. And the last one.
Oh.
Like,
you just move around?
Well, yeah, I mean, if I'm going to pop down my shop, I mean, I might as well be open.
All I'm going to say is someone with very expensive magical capabilities and items like that, they couldn't have spared one scroll to help them.
I know, it's a funny world, isn't it?
So if we want to buy stuff from you, how do we get in contact with you?
He's like, I'll be in, I actually have paid for a booth. I will be in the, near the prep area. So there's a bunch of temporary stores that are going in near where the opening ceremony is. So I will be there for about a week or 2, and then who knows?
Also, Wolfgar, if you really need to get in contact with him, I'll point over to William.
True. Especially after I test. If these bolts turn out really good, I might want more.
They're like, oh, well, you can always send me an order and we can figure something out.
How are you getting to the city?
He's like, he watches, he pulls out a broom. He's like, I'm taking the scenic route.
Isn't it too dangerous to fly?
Like, yeah, I like to keep it low. I'm not dangerous in my old years. And you watch as he just kind of holds on to it, and he just like bolts up into the sky. He's like, see you in town.
Wow.
So I would like to order 500 bolts of Fireball.
You gotta get some money.
Actually, speaking of that, I have a question then. No. Since they're bolts, would I be able to fire like 3 of those in one round then?
If you had it, technically.
Just remember that they're consumables.
Well, yeah, everything I fire is consumables, practically.
Yeah, so I mean, you're shooting 1,800 gold pieces per shot, but you most certainly could do it if you had the money.
Did you see that arrow of doom? 300-foot long and 10-foot wide burst of force erupts from your back. Each creature must make a DC 18 Dex save, taking 5d10 plus 20 force damage. On a pass to take half. If they reach 0 HP from it, they're disintegrated.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Damn.
All right, so
Alright, I'll head over to Death. And
you guys
you
ready
know,
to proceed?
I'm not happy with this decision.
I figured, but they gotta make their own way.
You feel a smaller hand grab your other hand on the opposite side of Death, Ari, and Madeline kind of looks at you. Don't worry, Miss Ari. They'll be okay.
Yeah,
She just kind of holds onto your hand. That's how evil I am. I use small children against people.
Wow. Good stuff.
All right. So
Yes,
Nebulous
many
impatient
times when
looks
I'm
over at
happy.
you guys like, not that I don't mind all of this hullabaloo, but are we going to be going now?
Yes.
It's like, oh, excellent. So you guys proceed. So between the more or less two gigantic groups of you, you pretty much safely traveled through the day. We'll say through the first one, Broken, just go ahead and roll survival as you're kind of still up at the front as you're sitting there. Cavern's probably walking with you too.
As we're traveling, I'll say over to Nobel. Hey, Nobel, if you see this kind of rat man approaching, let us know. He's not a bad person, but if situations are misunderstood, he can still be dangerous.
He just kind of looks at you, and you watch as he kind of like looks down his belt, and he takes off one dagger that he has on his back, and he like shoves it into his backpack and takes out a different dagger and puts it on his belt and just kind of like straightens. He's like, "Got it."
Yeah, like our goal is not to fight him, but
he winks at you.
Engage us
like,
first.
Loud and clear, boss.
Great. He's so gonna stab him.
He watches. He kind of like holds up his arm as two birds land on it. He's like, "All right, guys, back to work." He flies them back out.
How high are those birds flying?
Not more than 30 feet. They just kind of do circles around you guys to keep patrols.
Okay.
And then he more or less just kind of slowly walks with them, holding onto someone's hand.
So, Nebulous. I hear you're looking for artifacts for your order?
Yes, that is one of my roles.
Any particular artifacts you're looking for, or just artifacts?
Not particularly. Things of interest to the order. And not just artifacts, I mean text, any type of thing that may be of use. Like it's like bargain shopping. They bring all these wonderful things just together for the picking. Couldn't be any easier. He's like, I specialize in collections in antiquities, you see.
I think we're gonna have a problem.
He's like, I don't want to share magic items. He's like, yes, but other than that, most of the other things don't concern us. As long as there's not too much trouble with the event, we'll try to collect as much as we can. Sometimes things get a little bit rowdy, but thankfully, we could get out pretty easily.
Oh?
It's like benefits of being a wizard.
Well, yeah, ideas on how to get out, but what method are you guys planning on using?
Well, it just depends. I'll probably just teleport us out. But I mean, I guess I could be in poor shape. I haven't been before, but I guess it's possible. It's like I don't know. There's many different methods. I mean, there's divination magics that can certainly assist you in locating things.
Do you have the capabilities of making scrolls?
Mm, to do what?
Well, if you'd be willing to create us a scroll, the plane shift spell you plan on using, this way we could also have a copy.
He kind of has that one too. He's like, unfortunately, I don't believe, from what I've gauged of your skill levels, no offense, it's not currently something you're capable of achieving. Perhaps when you're more apt, we could revisit.
I was not able to catch a word of that. Everything sounded.
The long and short answer you got was, come back when you're higher level.
Do we we're higher level?
You can't even cast it.
You can cast it from a scroll.
Yeah, unfortunately, not set up to do that from his current location. They kind of walk on, like, yeah. So, what's your guys' goal in all this?
Well, our goal was to gather some of the money so we could take Emily back.
Like,
She's glaring at the rest of the party.
like, which one of you is Emily?
She's the one with the,
Your tavern. The child, Nebulous. The child. Oh, the small one. Oh, yes. Like,
No.
is the small one your child? He looks over at yours.
No. She's the child of the tailor of one of the towns we're in.
Huh. Interesting story. A tailor's daughter. That's a good poem. He just kind of like starts staring off.
She was kidnapped by hags.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, hags. Yeah. Hags are very, very troublesome.
And revolting.
Ah, don't tell him that. He'll just make him blush.
Well, they did get quite red, but that was just before they were turned to ash.
I think the red you're referring to is blood. Actually, I don't know. They have a couple of different colors of blood. I guess it...
No, I think it was from the fire.
Oh, yeah, no, fire tends to do it too. It's like, huh. Yeah. It's always a pain killing all three of them too, but definitely worth that.
I do distinctly remember telling one of the hags she looked like she had a skin condition, and I do remember her blushing and looking.
Yep. You know which one that is, right?
Yeah.
The one that got away. Well, technically, got away could be defined by a bunch of different things. We're not really 100% sure. Well, I know.
Sent away.
It's just a matter of if that was a good thing or a bad thing.
Well, we didn't get our bell, so.
You do have our bell. The dog's been walking with you the whole time anyway, Jonathan.
Oh, puppy. Oh.
He keeps wanting to play. He looks up to you and he'll bring a stick up to you and just kind of hold it.
He'll toss a stick.
He comes back.
Lean over and whisper to Sir Edward.
Okay. As you toss the stick, You wait like a minute as you're talking to Sir Edward, and all of a sudden you watch him come back, and he drew himself like he does in combat, and he's holding like a log.
Oh my god.
He takes the log and
Athletics check.
So good.
Rolls a nat 20, throws it over the hilltop.
You toss it out of the way. The wolf goes bounding away.
Jeez, that thing was huge.
And then, did you send me a message for Sir Edward?
working on it.
Okay. That was a different check. Alright. Let me grab a drink really quick. I'll be right back. Give me 2 seconds.
He's back.
Alright.
Quick.
So,
Put the games away.
put it away, put it away.
There you go, Techno. That's pretty funny.
Alright, so you guys continue on your journey with them. Anything else you guys want to talk to them about before you arrive at your nightly destination?
Not that I can think of.
All
I'd
right.
get to know Sir Edward a little bit more and maybe learn about his paladin or his order.
You kind of go. So Nebulous would really be uninterested in it at all. He just kind of talks the entire time and explains things to everybody.
Wait, is this the same order as Edward? The Raven or the Winter Queen or something?
No. These are the Paladinors. These are the guys who the sword you have comes from their order.
Which I'm trying to kind of hide from them.
Yeah, you're sitting there.
I don't want to give it up.
And yeah, so he's from a different thing altogether. He's from an actual kingdom. They belong to an order, so they don't belong to anything.
Okay.
Now, the order of paladins that they're from, is that the same order that we found on the island?
Uh-huh. They're a very well-known order. You guys arrive at your destination. You watch as you arrive. Nebulous goes ahead and he's going to hold out his hands. He kind of draws symbols with each hand. And then you watch as he casts a spell as a cabin materializes in front of you. It's like, please, join us.
Hey, I recognize this cabin.
It's the cabin from the night before. All that light you saw was him summoning the cabin. And guys inside, it's a fairly decent-sized cabin. There's not like bedrooms for all of you, but there's enough space for everyone to sleep. You're like, you kind of just sit there, bullshit. Nobel like pulls out a couple bottles of alcohol. Like, anyone join me? He's like, what about you, young man? He looks over at you, Max.
I said, nah, better to stay sober. Never knowing you might need sober head.
You watch this Henry, the blind monk, just kind of grabs, like, that's a bunch of bull. He just kind of like starts chugging it. Like, William, little buddy, good to see you. They just kind of start sitting down. So everyone just kind of bullshitting. Any more thing anyone want to do before you guys go to sleep? Speak now, or if forever hold your peace.
No,
It's the night off.
Hey, Nebulous, we saw one of your orders strongholds on an island filled with hags.
A stronghold?
Mm-hmm. Or, I guess it was more of a prison, but...
Thinking. He looks over at
Definitely
Cavern.
a prison.
He's like, prison? He's like, does it sound familiar to you? Cavern looks at him and is like, doesn't ring a bell. I mean, we could take a look and ask someone, I suppose.
There were a lot of guards that are no longer guarding it. Smiling.
Oh. He's like,
Animated statues.
Yeah.
Yep, that sounds like one of our prisons. He's looking on an island, you say. Huh.
It's a very evil island.
If we have a prison there, they tend to be evil. That's why we locate them.
Yeah, we just figured it was something you'd be interested in.
I don't know. Max, roll a sleight of hand check.
No, not like this. Not like this. Not like this.
He looks over at you. He's like, "Ah, I see you found some paladin steel."
I look down at it.
Like,
what do I do? What do I do? What do I do?
He's like, "Don't worry. They made a bunch of them. You can keep it." He's like, "Those aren't even protected. We just produce them."
I just say thank you because I've dreamed of having one of these.
No, protection seals take far too many resources to waste on an item like a sword like that.
Thank you. Like, you have no idea how much this sword means to me. I've always dreamed of having one since I was little.
Like, huh? Well, maybe someday you can join the
Actually,
ring.
get one. Yeah. Thank you.
All right, so they kind of sit there. He just kind of sits next to Nebulous. Nobel's just kind of sitting in the corner. Randy's just bullshitting with all of you guys, while Nobel just kind of like sits there and smokes his pipe. And Cross just kind of sits with them as well. And the old man who you didn't even talk to. Poor old man.
Oh, wait, the old man that was at the store?
No, not the old man at the store. There was an old man with their team.
Oh.
One of their extra members. Their team manager.
I would have introduced myself to him.
Yeah. Well, some of you already know him. Jeff Ferris. Ari Takoya's, technically you can drop Takoya's card, you don't even have to do it.
Okay.
3 of you roll history checks. Ferris, you can roll yours with advantage since you grew up in the town.
You said history?
Uh-huh. Yeah. So more or less you guys yeah, you figure it out. So you remember in the pre-campaign, Sir Astral, so it was essentially the commander and advisor of the unit of the characters you guys played that got killed. He's an old man. So basically he had in the pre-campaign?
Yeah, I was the rat dude now.
Oh yeah, you made it out.
I saved the kid and got out.
I do. That's why they're here. But yeah, everyone else got stuck. So he was the commander of that unit. So he kind of trained them and was more or less kind of oversaw them to an extent. So he is actually here with these guys. He is from Gancaster. So you've seen him before. You don't necessarily know him that well, but you definitely know of him. I think you met him once before you guys took off to go to that orchard as well. So he'll just kind of, oh, good to see you all. Good to see you.
I'd introduce myself to him and see, just small talk with everybody, basically.
Like, oh yes, and yeah, he'll talk your off about. He tells you all sorts of random stories and history facts.
Okay.
It's like, I was surprised to see you guys north. I would have figured you would have been on the front.
The front?
The war front.
But I know about this war front.
Yeah, you guys are aware of it. You would be kind of aware of it just by passing through, but essentially, the kingdom is having like a little mini civil war with one of the parts of the kingdom at the moment.
Okay.
I was like, I was trying to come up here to, see if I could do some networking for us and get some resources. I found these individuals, which seems you did as well. Like, they needed some more people, and I figured I'd oblige.
Okay.
Like, I'm not as good as I used to be, but he kind of like, ow, 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 ow.
The same thing.
So how many words does message sending have? 25?
24 words?
What's the name of the city we're heading to?
The name of which thing? The town?
Yeah, the town.
It is Kirsten.
I couldn't read. There was a bunch of names right there.
Kirsten. Kurz. Yeah.
Damn it, James.
Robots are abducting him.
I'm gonna write this. I'm writing this on a piece of paper.
Yeah, I agree, Wolfgang Deft. William should probably resend that message so it doesn't sound like we're
I put that on a piece of paper, and I tell William, send exactly this to the guy.
Exactly.
He's like, which guy?
The rat guy, the one that you have now coming after us because he thinks we kidnapped his child.
You already got me in trouble. I'm not sending that guy any more messages.
Well, if you don't, he's going to make you in more trouble.
I can hide.
Can you hide from him?
I can certainly try.
If you do this, you might get out of trouble. I'll try and
Roll a
convince him.
persuasion check with disadvantage because he is quite afraid of this individual.
Ratman?
Wow.
Can I assist?
Wow.
Can
Can he assist?
Because I'm actually trying to persuade him too.
Or you can assist. So you're changing that.
Just going to drop that in chat in case it's necessary.
It was meant to be 215. It's nice.
Since,
what are you trying to do?
She was more or less talking to William as well, trying to get him to. So I'm just dropping that in case it's necessary.
Nope. That looks like a 3 to me. He's like, I'm not doing it. Boom. He applies a 3 to your roll. No, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, fine.
Ari lights a flame.
I mean, if he comes after you, he comes after you.
He just looks at you like, interesting.
Would be a shame if beat a fireball just magically ended up in your throat.
What?
He actually has more spells than Ari does, and he's got luck feet.
I'm sorry. I say you have a 0 chance to avoid a fireball that explodes in your mouth. Just saying.
You do realize he knows how to cast fireball, right?
And counterspell.
But can you counterspell a little pill that's in your mouth?
Yes.
I disagree because you can't see it.
Doesn't have to see it.
Yeah, I don't think you have to see the spell. I think you have to see the caster.
I thought counterspell needed to be within line of sight.
You need to be
I think it's
aware
line
of it. You also couldn't put a fireball bolt into someone's mouth.
I think it
No.
also has to be line of sight of the caster, not the.
I'm not
spell.
casting. It's a bead.
Cat, what do you want?
You're
Oh my
quoting
god.
Putting a
caster.
bead in someone's mouth?
I'm just saying, if you put it in the bead of fireball in someone's mouth, would that go off inside them?
What is that?
Are we trying to kill William? What the fuck?
No,
he's not gonna
he
put
is.
it in.
I'm just threatening him so he does.
It's just hypothetical threat physics.
Yeah, Ari does not support Wolfgar's actions.
I do not condone.
I really hope he's not asking any of this in case.
Okay, well, then good luck with the rat man.
Can William cast fly?
No, he cannot. He can turn you into something that can fly. And he can technically turn you into something that will fly. But other than that, not so much.
Dargan.
I think giant eagles are what CR? Like 6?
Hmm.
I think, or 5 maybe. You can turn into like a giant owl.
Yeah, I don't know what's here they are in this edition.
What if we put the bead in a? What would happen if someone actually bit and ate the bead of fireball?
Depends what the activator and beat of fireball is.
Spicy.
Does it say throw, or what? How does it say it activates?
Also
Let me
depends on
check.
the individual. Because
Yeah.
it's that individual red dragon. If so, probably nothing.
Oh, it says throw. Well, it says that you can use an action to throw it up, and once it reaches its trajectory, the bead detonates.
You might possibly be able to do it. It would just depend on what you're trying to do. I put a bead of firebolt in his sandwich.
I won't lie, I was thinking more of a meatball, but hey, that works too.
Out of curiosity, how big of a
Oh, yeah, that is
bead
a very
this?
good question. Let's take a look at this really quick. This may squash your whole idea altogether.
What?
Well, that sure. Can you imagine putting a bead of force in someone's mouth?
I'm just curious, how big are these beads? Because if they're
That's what I'm
small
looking at.
enough, you could just like blow dart it into someone's mouth.
Alright, so they are
I'm trying to say, they say bead. I would think a
Single
bead is pretty
glass
small.
bead.
Beads can be like the size of like a pearl necklace kind of thing, but they could also be like pretty small. A bead varies in size.
I know these can go from super small. I would assume it's probably like at least
eyes are watering.
a marble.
Are we talking like the small kind of dinky marbles, or
Standard marble. No, it's not the whatever the bigger
Shooter.
The shooter. Thank you.
Yeah, the shooter.
Yeah, that's probably the size of like a standard marble.
So it's the fireball one. The fireball one is red too. Meatball right there.
Yeah, and meatballs aren't red.
They can be.
They are if you've done something horribly wrong.
like replace it with a bead of fireball.
I get concerned
Or
about
cooked
your
it.
nutrition at the moment.
You don't
That's
cover your
funny.
meatballs in sauce.
Well, the meatball is not red. The sauce is red. I get where you're going though.
I don't need your logic here. This is D&D.
My brain always is on. Okay. So,
Alright, I'll go ahead and cut off with that.
anything? Okay, so anyone have anything they wanted to do for the night? Or are you guys ready to rest?
Okay, my question about
Yeah.
William being able to fly was really. Did you ever watch that movie,
Doug, what?
Dogma?
Yeah.
You know the end where the angels are flying up the air and just dropping.
Uh-huh.
That was why I was asking.
Yeah, I mean, technically you can make that happen. I see what you want to do.
Question, Nobel?
Yeah.
Should I be preparing my spells, or are we not getting into combat until?
I mean, it's a day. It's up to you. If you need to change a spell out during your travel, it's totally up to you. You do have the opportunity to do so. I'm going to long rest because technically you don't get all your hit dice back. Rest.
Okay. I still have my mount out, by the way.
You guys, no, so you guys wake up and continue on heading forward. Malcolm, go ahead and roll a survival check at advantage, just as you guys continue forward. Okay. I mean, you're traveling with a big enough group; it's not really much of an issue. So probably about 4 o'clock, you finally come over a hill, and off the distance, you see the gates of Kirsten. Probably about another hour off in the distance. They're quite large, into a hillside, but you have a clear sight on your target. You spend probably about the next hour traveling up, until you are within approach of the gates. What do you guys want to do? You kind of watch as like the dwarves. Wow, this is great.
How tall's the gate?
Once you get up to it, probably about like 80 feet tall.
Hmm.
Big, huge, beautiful, like metal doors. They have an emblem in the center of them too. You can see one on each parts that do close, and you also see the symbol all over the place. The symbol of Kirsten is essentially it is a silver mountain, and it's backlayed over like this blue, kind of like sapphire material, more or less. It's fancy.
Hey, I've got to take off. I've got sick kids throwing up everywhere.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
All right, man.
Night off.
Everybody sounds better in your house.
Good luck. Dude, everyone's getting sick.
It's that Chinese